Hello, hello, hello. I am Kate of the Heart's Frontier, and I am coming at you with a first type of reading, officially, doing a twin flame reading. So, where to begin? If you don't know what twin flames are, I encourage you to look that up. But also, don't look it up for too long. It's there's a lot of opinions out there. What I'm gonna say these readings are will probably shift over time. I'll probably figure out a better way and cleaner way of saying this. But what's important to know is that it's not gender specific. I will try to say your person because I just think that makes it easier. And whether or not you're a divine masculine or a divine feminine, within your own dynamic, you also have divine masculine and divine feminine energy within yourself, an equal or balancing part to your person. So it's important for you to take these messages as not only what your person might be going through or what you might be going through, but also what you're going through on an energetic and internal level, because you're experiencing everything that that person experiences, and that's one of the very telltale parts of a connection like this, and a twin flame connection. I do think there's lots of different definitions out there about twin flames versus soulmates versus karmics versus blah blah blah. Um, there can be a lot of different ways that looks, and who knows if anyone's right. I personally have what I have come to understand about my own journey and what I personally believe, but that does not necessarily mean that's how it is. So I will try not to let those things influence, or like my opinions influence, too much of what goes on here. But generally what I do is I read, this is for anyone that I read. I don't only do twin flame stuff. So relationship, works just in here as well. If a message is meant for you, it's meant for you, and then you're here for a reason. So what I do when I see someone for a relationship reading is I do, the person, I do the other person. So like the person who's come to see me, the other person, and then the shared energy. So that's how I'm going to do these readings for now. I'm sure I'll do different things as time goes on. Okay, more about twin flames. If you are familiar with the concept and you landed here because you already identify that you're on a twin flame journey of some kind, then welcome, my love. It's so nice to have you here, and I'm so grateful to be able to help you. It is a challenging journey and one with many emotions. One of the people I follow, Liz, Guided by Angels, she's super, super lovely if you've not seen her. She is a very, very positive reader, and she's on YouTube, and she mentions that there's a big, big collective change happening from 2020 to 2024, I think, and I do believe that that timeline makes sense. I don't really know why some of these things are happening, but we don't need to analyze the why, which is hard. I mean, for a why person, I know my personal why as to why it's happened in my life, but like, why is it happening on a collective level? Why these specific years? Like, we'll let that be someone else's plan. Yeah? Okay, great. But thinking about this, I'm realizing that, I don't really want to wait till the end of that time period either to start doing twin flame readings. And so I might as well, yeah, come out and start helping. I might not share too much about my own journey, like not for now, anyways. As we all have different ways that looks, and I'm not currently like with my twin flame right now, so I don't really want to. Yeah, I just don't want to like add anything to influence that in a very like kind, respectful way. I just sort of want to like back off. One thing that I love about the twin flame community and collective in general is that there's so many different versions of people. There's so many different reflections of this in lots of different situations, lots of different styles of partnerships, and lots of different just people in general. I really do love that about this. So I'm happy to be here, happy to be reading, and excited to be a part of things with people. So I hope that I also can get to be like as kooky and fun as some of the YouTube readers that I see out there. And I'll start listing them as time goes on. But for now, we're just going to do me doing Kate things. Okay, so I'm going to get started now with the divine feminine or us. Okay, so this is us. I'm a divine feminine, so I'll just put that out there. Although, again, we could all be wrong, right? Like, I feel like I'm such a split as a person in many ways. So I also would feel that, the balance to me would need to balance out however that shows up, if that makes sense. So for us, we have starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility, intuition, which is each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. So, yeah, this is, to me, it feels really on point with the divine feminine journey recently, which is we've been coming into our own intuitive awareness again. We've been, if we've been feeling like we can operate, but we're not getting deeper, it feels like we're getting that lift so that we can go through the teachings that we need to learn. It feels like things have been dense in the collective energy for a little while and they're starting to lift and we're starting to go, oh, okay, I can do this. I've been doing it actually the whole time. I can continue to do this. We're feeling more sure of ourselves, and that's from relying on our intuition. And now, having a strong connection to source energy, we can remain open to any possibility of what's going to happen. So I've been on my journey for I don't even know, 2 years maybe. I haven't done the math. But in that time, I can see how dynamically my life has shifted and changed and grown. And if I were not open to the infinite ways that my life could go, I very well could have limited many steps along this journey. So it's really, really important to me that, we do our best to trust our intuition. When it comes to a twin flame dynamic, I understand how challenging that can be to trust your intuition, but it's also teaching you to do so, right? So figure out how you can apply it to other things, to little specific things in your life, and then begin relying on that and finding that faith and trust in your intuition again. If it feels like you've been looking for answers and not getting them, then you need to listen. You need to focus on your listening. Okay. We then have rest and relaxation is essential. So, that's so good. Honestly, I feel like a lot of divine feminines lately are really pushing it and like doing a great job pulling certain things together. It feels like there's lots of like action that's been able to take place the last little while. But that has also felt really tiring for many of us. And I know for myself, like last week felt so draining. I was able to get like what I needed to done and nothing else, like nothing on top of that. And even though there was exciting, awesome things happening, I was also going through quite a lot of um, like releasing of pressure, and that like both required a lot of energy, quite honestly. And so getting an invitation to rest, relax, I'm seeing dolphins on that card, so also taking that as a sign that communication is coming in. I do feel this fundamental need to take a break is something that everyone is feeling in their feminine energy. It's like the emotional, expressive side of us is just going, oh my gosh, can I rest now, please? And I would just like, to invite you to do that. If you have any way that helps you just feel like not rested, like you slept or you like just sat and watched a movie, that's well and good. But I mean, like spa level, like, can you take your self care to the next level? This was something that was game changing for me a few days ago. It's so silly, but I was doing like a self care beauty routine, and I just felt like, oh my gosh, like I definitely miss doing these things for myself. And if I'm missing something, that means I've obviously been skipping it, or not investing much time or energy into enjoying it. And so, any activity that you normally use for rest and relaxation, I'm going to invite you to try and enjoy it further and enjoy it better. That's what you're getting told to do right now. Okay. Then we're going to your person, so the divine masculine. So your person, okay. Your person is being told they need to be willing to express love. So it says express love to receive love. And I'm hearing that they're holding a shell. And I just had an absurd message come in recently, actually. that was all about, also, I don't know why that just brightened up and lowered. I'm gonna have like, I don't know if I can just set it to not auto adjust, but that was really strange. I just got a message recently, and it was an absurd message. It was from someone who, I don't have much contact with, and it wasn't like the person is not absurd, and the message itself is not like crazy absurd, but it wasn't meant for me, so it was an absurd thing for me to receive. Okay, and it was a long message that wasn't meant for me, and the conch shell, or the conch shell, conch, yeah, was featured in it, in the message, in the text, and it brought in a flood of images to me when I saw that one word. Like, it just brought in a bunch of meaning and symbols. And in this card, you can see the figure here is holding like another figure safely inside the conch shell. And so when I think about this conch shell and how you'd use it on a, I always think Lord of the Flies, which is really funny. um, so you can make a sound out of it, and the sound will, call people in. It feels as though like holding safe in communication is what the divine masculine and what your person is focusing on this week. Yeah, karma. I think they're releasing a karmic experience that they had. So it says there's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. And I'm getting the feeling like recently they have just reminded themselves, like, and I mean recently, like really recently, they just remind themselves that they have the ability to take action in this lifetime. It's almost like there was a subconscious thing happening where they felt like there was no way they could ever have good luck again or see that things went their way in life. That's what I'm hearing. Like, it's not like luck specifically or karma specifically. They might not use those words, but they'd be like, you know, everything bad is happening to me, or I can't get away from these negative things. They're a part of my life. Or um, yeah, I'm also hearing that they might have some sense of awareness of something that happened to them in a past life, and that may be part of the reason there's distance between you right now. It's sorry, it's why there has been distance. I'm hearing I'm hearing like conflicting things. So obviously multiple voices, multiple timelines, and I get that. Um, okay. Scarab beetle, magic works through you. So yeah, I'm getting the feeling like your person is starting to understand that they can create any action, they can do anything that they are wanting to do, but they're just trying to figure out how. Like, they're trying to ask themselves, yeah, but like, is it now or is it later? Is it in this way? Do I do that? Like, do I pull out all the stops? Do I ask questions first? Do I reach out over, this method of communication? Like, do I send a pigeon? It feels like they're just like, they have good intentions in mind. It feels like your person has good intentions in mind, that they're wanting to communicate, and that they're just sorting out options. Like, it just feels like they're sorting out, yeah, they're sorting out how they're going to do something. Okay, supreme protection is what we're seeing also for divine masculine. So for your person, also I'm getting that they're like putting things in order. It feels like order needs to be had and is like close. Like, feels like final shifting is happening, which makes sense, right? Like, if the feminine energy is needing to like rest and relax, like the masculine energy within us can just start focusing on, okay, what is the bare essential? Like, what really needs to happen? And I'm getting reminded to tell you about the collective reading that I did for this week. So I'll link it below. So if you're finding this message at another time, then you can still read that and see whether it, resonates or relates to you. But the message was, a good part of it was about dreams, and how when you focus on your dreams with particular expectations, or with a certain sense of rigidity, how it actually prevents the task from getting done, or getting done efficiently or effectively. And when you apply your faith and trust, and you can step back from the project, like, you actually become more efficient. You're allowing your mind to think about those tasks in the background. This protection piece, it says cords are being cut, move beyond limitation and trust. And I do feel, and I know this has been happening to quite a few people recently within the collective, I do feel as though this protection that your person is doing is for themselves, and also part of the reason you've been kept out of the loop is for your own protection. It feels like they were genuinely keeping you safe by keeping you unaware or out of the loop, and that this communication is like, it's going to start here. It's going to start from like a intimate, heart-centered place. But then there could be a lot more of it. Like, we'll see what happens in the shared energy. This is just your person. Your person is obviously really focused about talking to you, because that's all I've been able to talk about in this side. But the cords are being cut and moving beyond limitation and trusting, I feel like, is what's arriving for them. If it hasn't already clicked, like, it's on its way very, very quickly. And the person that they're choosing to cut their cords with may not be who you expected, but is someone who's going to be beneficial for clearing the way. Like, it feels like they've had lots of different people and voices in the way. And it's like, if you saw your friend from across a food court, you wouldn't be angry that it took them a long time, because you'd see all the different people along the way as to like how they couldn't reach you. I don't know why this example, why a food court of all things. I was like, maybe it's because I haven't had dinner, but so you're like across a food court at a mall from someone, you see your friend, you want them to come and say hi to you. You're not going to get mad because you see them walking through all these people. You're just going to go, oh, that was like a long pathway. Like, I maybe could have just left it at the wave, or like, that's what it feels like. So it feels like the masculine is going, oh, and trying to like jump over tables and like, running into strollers or things like that. I shouldn't laugh. That's not like funny, but it feels like they're going through like an action movie to try and get to you. And you as a feminine, it's kind of just like, I've just been standing here. Like, I just wave. That's all I was after. That's what the energy feels like for me with this collective I'm reading. And the cords that they're cutting could be just things that make that wave from like them to you clearer. And it could not be, cords. Like, I'm getting that some people are in relationships, and some people also have some addictive and or potentially harmful family dynamics. And so in these dynamics, it may not be that the cord is getting cut completely, but the part of the cord that was getting in the way is. So it's like the thing's still there, but they're just able to like bypass it for a moment in order to come see you and to speak to you. So it may be that there's just a brief intermittence in your period of separation. And it may be that you're fully able to come into union, soon, because ideally you'd be getting into union to be able to live out your mission and, do your dreams, both respectively. I'm like feeling a lot of like, it's like really caught hiccupy energy. So you might be really afraid to live out your dreams with your person. It may be like very intimidating for you, whether you're on either side of the twin flame here, the twin flame journey, or just your relationship in general. You may feel as though you're like not, I'm chuckling because I'm like, obviously you're ready. You may feel as though you're not ready though. You might feel as though like you're just like not cut out for it or something. I don't know. It just seems so ridiculous. If you've been called towards this deep love and deep purpose for your life, then obviously you're meant for it. To me, that just seems so clear. I hope that becomes very clear for you soon. Let's deal with this shared energy. So what's happening in your connection? This is going to talk about, you and your person, what's in the shared space of your dynamic right now. Yeah. I'm getting that there's a sense of lightness that's needed. I'm not even looking at cards yet because I'd rather feel it out. I'm getting that there's a sense of forward motion that feels like boundless. Like, it feels like a little kid who just had a Kool-Aid or like juice. Feels like a little kid who just had juice and just like was able to run through a soccer field, was able to just like gone. And that level of like boundless energy that you see, it's like, how are they not tripping over their legs? Like, they're moving so quickly or so excitedly, so fervently. Okay, you're getting sweet results await. So that's a nice thing to have in the shared energy. I like that. I really like that. Also in the shared energy, I'm getting that nature is important, that there's going to be there's going to be something that comes in that reminds your person this week. So something within nature, like an animal or a plant or something, maybe a flower, is going to come in and remind your person of you, and they're going to feel like really warm to you. It's going to feel like this really like honey nectar. That's funny. I was getting in my head that it was going to feel like nectar, and that to them it's going to feel like the sweetest thing. They're just going to think of you and go, oh my gosh. Which that might feel really weird for you to like imagine your person. I don't know, like I imagine my person thinking that. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like embarrassing to think that someone could think of you in that way. I think when they just come across something in their life, and especially a lot of the masculines in general like to have a bit more of like a tough face for the world in order to take on the different challenges that they need to take on in their life, the different things they were divinely guided here to accomplish and do. Feels like they normally have to carry a bit of that protection face, that shield and mask, and that stern masculine energy. And so to have that moment of like, oh, that's very feminine energy for them to like really be in that sweetness and to enjoy it. So that's a very special thing and shows that your person is coming into balance. So that's very exciting. Shared energy, do something for someone. So I'm actually getting that this is about your shared mission. So it might be that you have some sort of realization or conversation with your person this week about your shared purpose. So not every couple feels this way, and not every couple acts this way in life. But I do feel like it's a special part of the twin flame journey that you're here to each individually carry out your divinely guided mission, but that there is a unique similarity between the two. And there's a symbiosis where if you have something that looks a little bit different, they're going to play on each other well. And that's something that I think is just really, really incredible, and is something that allows twin flames, folks who are on this journey, to be able to, function in their life in a comfortable way without having too much misery or like frustration or pain, is just by focusing on the thing that they are divinely guided here to do, because you're still here for your own mission as much as you're here for a shared mission as well. I hope that makes sense to you, and if it doesn't, feel free in the comments, you can let me know what you think. Again, for our shared energy, we have divine abundance. So this is like sweet results, bees, honey, like that is very abundant and rich to me. It's very also luxurious. That might be because I use honey as part of my face treatments. So that might be partly why I feel that way. But yeah, divine abundance says you were born to align with love's will. Follow the Tao and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundant and not chase it. So yeah, learn to be abundant and not chase it, to me, is speaking of your shared vision. So it's like, if you are here, I get the feeling like a lot of twin flames, from what I pick up on, part of how they earn income in this world is through a shared mission. So this learning to be abundant and not chase it, it's like, this is the shared energy. Both sides have been learning how to shift away from focusing on curating their own separate abundance, and they're starting to understand their shared mission of how to never it's like, if you're in union with yourself, you're never going to want for that, because you're going to see that you have everything that you need at this current moment. And the twin flame journey is a perfect exemplary way to trust in the moment, and to trust in our mission, and to trust the intuition that we've been getting. I'm also seeing with this learn to be abundance and not chase it, serving something beyond the ego. I'm getting called again to this do something for someone. So when I was speaking about your shared mission, I also believe it's because like you're genuinely, whoever's watching this is wanting to help the world, and that's your shared energy. So both people in the dynamic right now are focused on how to give back in a larger way. And that's very special. Like, that's a really, really lovely thing. It may be that not everyone's able to act on it, and that might be on your side, that might be on their side, who knows? It may be that not everyone's able to act on it, but just the idea that you're putting energy towards it is special and is important, and the world needs that. So continue focusing on how it is that you can give back and help others in a larger way, much larger than yourself. Don't be afraid to dream big. That's what you're here for. That's why you have a partner divinely guided to you, whether you're with them in union or not. They're there so that, you know, you can feel supported and feel like you do have enough energy to do all of this with your lifetime. Okay, so the cards we have are Vampire, Orphan Child, Destroyer, Exorcist, and Trickster. So these are all going to sound real negative, and I'm going to shift in my seat to prepare you for the fact that they're not going to be, you know, so harsh. Here you go, Vampire, Orphan Child. So the Vampire, Orphan Child, and Destroyer are sort of feeling lumped together, and then Exorcist and Trickster here are also feeling lumped together. So with Vampire, Orphan Child, and Destroyer, what I'm getting is that there's going to be a disruption. It's going to be soon. I do feel part of the reason that I'm starting to make readings of this nature is because something deeper is shifting, and more of us are feeling called to change in order to guide and support one another on this journey. So yeah, depleting others for your own psychic survival, relying on others for, you know, approving every step of your validation and intuition is no longer necessary. You can choose to rely on your own intuition. That's what any of us are here for, whether we say it or not. As an intuitive, as a guide, I'm here to show you that you have your own connection to your own intuition as well. And it's my genuine hope and wish that everyone who works with me begins to understand that, so that they're not relying on me for survival, right? I don't want to have to be someone's beck and call just to say, yes, this is maybe going to happen. No, like, do this way, right? Like, I want everyone to feel as though they have that innately within themselves. And I would hope that you do as well want that. So the Vampire is about, not relying on chronic complaining, on negativity in general, understanding that when you let go of this fear of just surviving and, you know, putting band-aids on drama and getting involved in whatever everyone else's needs are and not your own, what you do is actually you destroy any potential you have for your own new life. And when you take some of those things away and when you stop doing those things, it creates space. And in that space, opportunities and miracles align and happen. And that is the beautiful thing about how this works. So when you release anything that is potentially destructive to you in your life, what you will see is it clears a pathway and then more can land on it in front of you. So you don't have to know why you're clearing it in order to trust that good is happening. I also get the feeling like some people in this collective, the masculine side, so your person, it feels like your person has also been feeling a little sharp lately, has been feeling a little angry, and is like worried that they're going to be rude or going to be like, yeah, sharp or something. It's very interesting. They're just like worried that they're going to be on edge or worried that they're going to be in a bad mood. It may just be that your person is having a hard time trusting their own moods. It may be that in part of this ascending process of receiving in more energy and deepening their spiritual connection, it could be that they're really feeling as though, you know, no one really gets it around them and that they have all this extra energy, but they're worried that they're just going to go back to how they were. And it's not possible. It's not possible. Like, you're always shifting. You're always becoming new. So it's not about ever returning to it. You can't ever return to an exact state in time. Time's already passed, right? Okay, interesting. So we're getting the Fire Prince, optimism and aggression, and also the Sun Dancer, which is joyful activity, celebration, and of life and abundance. So tons of abundance, tons of celebrating, tons of good stuff happening this week. And then I'm going to finish with these Exorcist and Trickster cards here. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses, fear of facing your own demons. Okay. Fear of facing your own demons and transcending convention stuffiness and predictable behavior. So when I got this celebration, the Sun Dancers, I actually saw it with the Trickster here, okay? And so the same with the Fire Prince and Exorcist going together. So optimism and aggression with fear of facing your own demons. This is feeling like the energy that's going to happen this week. Actually, I feel like this is like happening very, very quickly. Is your person is figuring out a way, or some energy between you is going to be sliced away, and you'll both be able to face your own demons about your connection and about the way that that might affect you, or the way that that might play out, or the way it might look. You're going to be able to face those demons with optimism and with that like pointed like aggression in a way, but like a positive side of aggression. Then we have the sun dancers and the trickster, right? They were coming together, and I love that there's like the same coloring here as the deep purple there. So allowing our third eyes to be clear, relying on our intuition, you take what resonates here. But it feels as though you're very, very close to being able to have a celebration of all that you've created. So it's like what I'm hearing is like, we've got it all, babe. Like we've got it all. So it's like we've, in your separation, maybe you've been able to put things in place to allow you to have spaciousness within your connection. But what I'm getting is that they're celebrating you. So whether or not you're in union or not, you're getting supported and encouraged from afar and celebrated for the ways that you are growing at this time and the ways that you're changing and stepping up into your mission. This transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior feels as though for many of you, there will be a surprise on the way. It may be for like, yeah, for like half of you, it might be your masculine actually returning. There might be a union. You might be getting into a connection of some kind that feels as though it's much different than, you know, what it was before. So it feels like there's a surprise element happening. Might also be that just that you have a conversation or communication with someone else, like that's outside of that realm, who shows you some sort of surprising thing about yourself or about your person. I'm getting the feeling though that there's definitely like a shock coming, and it will be in deepening your connection. There's some sort of surprise or shock coming in the collective this week. Okay. And another one more. Overall. Okay. I love these. These are the Whispers of Love cards, and I really love them. They're a new addition because I kept hearing that I was going to have to do, I kept hearing that I was going to be doing twin flame readings in the new year at some point. So I wanted to get a card that specifically was about love, because I didn't really have any that were directly about that, which is funny because I get asked to do relationship card readings a lot. And I end up just using, you know, my intuitive understandings and also cards to guide me. But yeah, it feels really nice to have a love deck finally. I'm hoping to expand into some more like conversation decks and things like that. I would love to do some of those. But for now, here we are. So I ended up with two cards here. One is Simple Acts of Kindness. But this also relates to what we were seeing in the collective reading, which is that people are focusing on, and actually in this reading as well, in the shared energy, we're focusing on, that's our shared energy in general, focusing on volunteering, how you can be good to the world and how you can make a positive impact while you're here, whether you're in union yet or not. So kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. So this is really special and important, especially for your person. Your person, and also you, but your person needs to see that their kindness will energize them and bring them back to life as well. It's not about one person being kind or energizing them and then they'll get it. Like almost like they've been waiting for like a fairy godmother moment that is not arriving, right? And so they're needing now to just let it go and start putting that kindness and love back into themselves to energize themselves so they can, you know, help people around them. This is all with animals as well. So I am feeling a strong connection with animals with this group. So that may resonate with you. Then act as if your partner is here. I love this dancing together. And we see like the butterfly wings there as well. And butterfly is actually in the card here too. So be aware that transformation is rapidly approaching, quickly approaching. Act as if your partner is here. So whether you have someone in your life or not, whether you are in union or not, act as if they are with you so that you will always consider them. And again, that just got lighter and then darker again, which is really funny. So act as if your partner is already in your life. Consider them in your heart, whether you know them, whether you know who they are, whether you know where they are at, what they've been doing, whether you know anything, act as if your sacred partner is here and treat your life and yourself as if they are. And then you will always consider them, make space for them. It won't feel like as much of a shock. So it feels like this is, how we get through the first part of the week, feminines, and the second part. So focus on kindness, on animals, our connection within, on how to re-energize ourselves by keeping ourselves in a happy, positive mindset and finding ways to help others. And then the second half of the week, acting as if our partner is here or potentially just in the near future. I try not to do timelines. Timelines are very challenging, but it's just nice to come on like a certain frequency. So that's the only reason I end up saying by this week or whatever. So take what resonates, whatever timing you feel comes up in your mind. Act as if your partner's here, and you'll always consider them and hold them special to your heart. So thank you very much. This has been a first official twin flame reading. The twin flame readings have been creeping into all the other readings throughout this time, so I'm hoping this will help separate it a little bit, but who knows? I'll just let the spirits take me where I need to go. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure reading for you. Please like and subscribe if you have not done so already. I am going to try doing more of these twin flame readings, so any extra views and support obviously helps me with that. And if you share it out, that helps, or comment just so that I see people are here, that's great. And if you would like to book a reading with me, I do one-on-ones and things like that. I also have a program that people work with me to increase their energy and to understand how everything works in this spiritual realm. So that's a big, big, big program. You're not obviously going to understand everything, but a lot of it anyway. And you can see all that in the links below. So hope to see you soon, and take care. Enjoy the journey. I'd love to hear what these surprises are that happened for you this week. Bye.